Hi, good night, everyone. We're again with Vivian Kallman, the renowned animal communicator. And I've talked to her a couple of times. She's talked to a couple of my horses with great success. And I'm Susan Thomas, the owner of MexPre, and I'm in Guadalajara, Mexico. And Vivian is in Kansas City. So, as you can understand, this is kind of, a long distance problem, and long distance is not a problem for you. And so, I'll just kind of turn it over to you, and maybe you can explain, what are some of the techniques that you use and how this can happen, because it's kind of mind-boggling.
It is and it isn't. Um, Thanks for letting me be here again. I just really appreciate the opportunity to talk about our animals and how we can connect with them and the gifts that they have for us. So this is really something that's important to me. Animal communication um, is an interesting thing. We are all have an energy field around us which holds information about who we are. We have in our cells, have positive and negative charges, and so we're kind of electric beings, and all living things have this. So there's a lot of information about who we are, who our animals are, and who plants are. And communication is like tuning in on a radio frequency, because you can access that kind of information remotely as long as your intention and your connection with the person you're communicating with or the animal you're communicating with is solid. And so that's kind of how it works. Um, I am in Kansas City and Susan is in Mexico, and yet we were able to connect with her horse. And when there was
Horses, two of them.
When there were issues and when there were also kind of training questions. And I guess I've been doing this for so long that the animals can hear it when I tune into their frequency, and they open up and they're ready to talk with me as well.
Yeah.
Give information to their owners.
And I don't, it's kind of like what comes first, the chicken or the egg. And the positive changes have been enormous. And maybe they're with me. I'm saying that the information that you gave me just really helped me understand them and to know what would kind of work or not work with their training. And there's so much like children. You can have one child, three child, six child, 10 children, or dogs or whatever, and they're all just so different. And what works with one doesn't necessarily work with the other. And
Right.
so I've just made big strides with most of my animals. And Comanche was really strange because he had a colic. We think he ate a bug or something. We don't really know. But even though you helped us through the colic, he did tell you things about himself that were very helpful for me, that sometimes I kind of go too fast, and that maybe he kind of, just kind of, let him chill a little bit and then go on. And so that was really helpful to me, because not only did it help with a very dangerous situation, but it helped me, after he calmed down and everything, he told you some things that were very helpful to me. And one of my Facebook friends reached out to you as well with very positive results. And hopefully we'll have a 3-way call next week. But it just seems like it has there are a lot of uses. I don't know, maybe you can kind of explain that us to a little bit more. Like, when would an animal owner, not necessarily a horse owner, but if you have a cat or dog or, whatever, when can we reach out for you? When can your services be utilized?
Well, there's lots of opportunities to connect with your animal things don't have to be a problem in order for you to want to understand them better. And it's not just understanding them, they have things that they want to share with us. You know, they understand us probably better than we understand them, and they want us to know about it. And they have suggestions on how we can do things differently in order to be in a better alignment with them. So that's one opportunity. And anytime there's behavioral issues, training issues, physical or mental issues with the animal, is always a good time to try and find out what is really going on from the animal's perspective.
Yeah. And what I thought was just so fun was that they did have a lot to say to you. And, you know, things that, you know, it's kind of a blinding flash of the obvious. Once you told me, it was like, oh my God, how could I not see that? But I didn't. So I thought it was really, 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 you know, fun and positive for me to hear what they have to say. And one of the horse in Brino, he was coming back into work from, he had bursitis in his shoulder. And the other horse, Comanche, he is on stall rest for a small suspensory ligament issue. Thank God, it's very, very small. So right at this moment, you know, with Comanche, it's just walking and walking and walking. And it's been a really wonderful time for us to connect without me putting any pressure on him or whatever. But still, the insights that you gave me are going to so help me when we do start into work. And the same thing, you know, with the other horse. You know, he really likes nature and da-da-da-da-da. And he's this horse that, you know, he's got so much energy and whatever. And I was kind of, you know, worried, you know, to kind of take him out to trail ride or out in a big open spaces. Like, oh my God, what's going to happen? But you told me he's got good energy and he loves to be out in nature. So the second day back on him, he's been off work for 3 months, and I'm trail riding him out in the open, and we're just both having a ball. And you told me that he loves music. So now I have I bought this thing to put my phone on my shoulder, and we put music, and we're just having a ball, and just kind of coming back into work in a really organic way, because he tends to be kind of lazy. But I take him out in fields and whatever, and he's just like, oh my God, let's go.
Right.
Again, now that I understand it's a good energy and whatever.
I think oftentimes what they want us to know is that we have to kind of let go of the way we define our animals. You know, we have a very limited definition of who they are and what we expect of them. And so they live in a very narrow definition of themselves. And so with the communication, they get to share more of who they are, and it makes us more aware of them. We can let go of that definition and be more open to receive things from them and to appreciate them and to work with them in different ways. I had one client whose horse was always wanting to be in the front of the pack and always wanting to look out the trailer window. And the horse said, I have better eyesight than everybody else.
Wow.
And so in order to do a good job for everybody, I want to be in front. I want to see everything. I want to know where we're going. And that just helped the owner so much, because that wasn't something that they were aware of. So those are the kinds of interesting things.
Because that can also be an energy that's misunderstood. And right, my daughter has a stallion like that. He's got to be the head of the pack. And we just kind of
Mhm.
attributed to, he's a stallion and he's the older one, he's 15, and, he wants to take care of us. So we kind of have to, respect when a horse tells us something that, that he's that way, he wants to be the head of the pack, for example. Just accept that, rather than saying, no, you have to do what I say and da 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 da.
I think it doesn't have to be either or. It
Yeah,
can be, once you find out what the horse's skill set is and what their special character traits are and gifts and things, then you can work better together. And
yeah,
so you're not giving all the empowerment away, and you're also not taking it all, but
yeah.
you're
But
sharing it with an
you're
understanding.
kind of accepting it. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
right.
Yeah, I'm glad you put that into perspective. It's not giving it away. It's accepting it, and it's being a partnership, and it's kind of,
Sure.
50-50.
And it can be a gift. I mean, it could be something that you can rely on where you were originally thinking it was something that you wanted to erase.
Yeah,
And it
yeah,
turns out it can be something that can be a real benefit and value to everybody, but
exactly.
you'd
And
have to.
again, it's the way we see things.
Right, exactly.
Instead of seeing something in a negative light, we see it in a positive light. Oh my God, he's got great eyesight. He's taking care of us. And
Right.
I have this one mare. She's so funny. She's like, seriously, we go out on the trail and she's that, bad banana, and she's looking in the treetops, for lions or tigers or bears or aliens or something. And so very early on, she pretty much showed me that was the way it was going to be.
Mhm.
And because I would try, to get her down or whatever, and it would just go to hell in a handbasket really quick. And the second I accepted that maybe, you haven't talked to her, but, maybe her job is to look for panthers at the top of the tree or whatever. And, she's fine. We'll go trail riding, wherever, and she's looking at the tops of the trees and, and da da da.
Do you
There's,
guys have snakes where you are?
yeah, so it's all good,
Do you have snakes where you are?
Yes, actually we do.
It could be that.
Yeah, she could be looking for snakes. So once I accepted that, that was just going to be the way it was going to be when we're out on the trail. So again, no snakes or tigers have ever jumped on us.
Good thing she was looking.
Yeah, and she's always looking, and that's just the way it's always going to be. And she
Mhm.
doesn't shy or bolt or rear, just any of that stuff. But she's just, looking, looking,
Uh-huh.
looking up in the trees. Fortunately, when she's in the ring, she doesn't do this. But yeah, it's really, really, really fun. And I think that's part of the partnership that we have to have with our horse. And it's wonderful that you're there to kind of bridge that if something is being misunderstood or whatever, that we can possibly reach out to you. And one of my friends on Facebook reached out to you last week, again, not having, any issues with her horses or whatever, but just wanted to kind of understand them a little bit better. And she has kindly offered to do a 3-way call with us next week. So I'm really, really excited about that. And, get her experiences with her 2 horses and share with everybody.
Would be great. So before we go, I'd like to maybe share just briefly
Oh,
um, a
do.
technique that everybody could try that will help you get kind of more aligned with the horse instinctualness, with the being more instinctual with your horse. And it's a breathing technique. It's very, very simple, but it will put you back in your body so that you and your horse are in holding the same kind of frequency and the same intention. So if you just take your inhalation and let it spill into your lower abdomen, instead of breathing high in your chest just for air, but you're breathing to give your whole body life. And that's more the way the horses do.
Yeah.
And just when you exhale, to just release that breath And that is a really good way to walk up to your horse and spend a few minutes and connect up before you choose to do anything. And I think you'll notice that your horse will recognize that you've tried something new and you've tried something that is going to help you be together in a more positive way.
Yeah, I've used that technique since you told me about it a couple of weeks ago, and it's really, really helped. And another thing that you suggested was, you know, maybe when you leave your house driving on the way to see your animals, is to put out the intention. You know, start connecting with that. Just put out your intentions of, you know, how you want to connect with them that day. And, you know, start really, you know, being present and focusing on them and connecting with them. And then when you get there close to them, do the breathing technique. And it's really made a big difference for me and my animals.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. They love it. They're always surprised, but they love it. They're like, oh yeah. So it feels so good to them.
Because, you know, horses live in the present. You know, something can happen. They can spook at something, you know, say the snake in the tree or whatever. And 2 or 3 minutes after that, they've gotten over it. But a lot of times we don't. So we have to really work, you know, leave our cell phones at home, leave our problems at home, and really connect with them and give our horses and ourselves the gift of being present with each other.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I like that. I like how you said that.
Yeah. Thank you so much. And again, please tell everyone how they can connect with you.
I have a website called VK Animal Communication, and you can reach me. My phone number is there on the website, and I'd be happy to talk to anybody who's interested in knowing more about their horses or getting some communication sessions to find out how things can be improved.
All right. And I will also post again, you know, your Facebook page and your email and your telephone as well.
Thank you, Susan. Look forward to talking to you next time.
Okay. Take care. Have a great weekend. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.